सुनने के लिए आया हूँ। नॉर्थ ईस्ट काउंसिल functioning, problems, challenges, new ideas, good practices. The workshop is meant to exchange ideas, exchange information, and come out with solutions, and then move forward. I have heard the Honorable Minister, Sri Verma and Sri Kishan Reddy, and also now I had the opportunity of hearing one of the dynamic chief ministers from the northeastern region. He has thrown light and gave certain important, well-meaning suggestions, which I hope will be kept in mind, discussed, and then be taken forward. I have broadly an idea of how this Northeast Council has been functioning and what are the challenges. So that's why when I planned my visit to Northeast, I had a detailed discussion with the ministry officials, donor ministry officials at my residence, along with Sri Kishan Reddy, to understand what are the programs that can be taken up and then how do you move forward. After that, one of the programs that was suggested is to have the interaction and attending this workshop. I hope, and I am told, since morning, you people who are part of the workshop have discussed a wide range of issues, exchanged your ideas, and I am confident that they will be taken note, they have been already taken note, and they will be put into practice to the extent possible in the coming days. I am indeed happy to be present here as the Vice President of India in this concluding session of the workshop. The theme, changing role of Northeastern Council in the development of Northeastern region, which gives me an opportunity to learn about the not only key role played by the Council, but also the aspirations of different regions of Northeast. Friends, world is changing very fast in many ways. And India is swiftly transforming itself to emerge as one of the major economies of the world. We have the potentiality. We have to put in place a number of robust, far-reaching, progressive policies. We have initiated a number of programs that are intended to improve the quality of life of our people. The Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Bhai Modi, he has given a three-line mantra: reform, perform, and transform. Transformation of the nation, transformation of the lives of the people, transformation of the way in which we work. This is important, and it is an ongoing program. It's not like reading from a book. It's a constant dialogue is required, constant understanding of changing administrative ways and means, models across the globe. Depending on the outcome and the results, we have to follow some of them. And we also have best practices within ourselves, and we should know from other states within the country. Different states have different models. Different states are ruled by different political parties. There are experienced people. So all these ideas has to be combined, and then India must work as a Team India. Team India should consist central government, state government, and also the local bodies. This is more important. And what I want to stress today is, if you want to accelerate the progress towards sustainable, inclusive development, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Viswas and Sabka Prayas, that is possible only Sabka Prayas के द्वारा ही ये संभव होगा। अब सब लोगों को ऐसा लगना चाहिए मैं भी इस प्रगति में भागीदारी हूँ, ऐसा भावना आना चाहिए। वो तभी आएगा जब आप उनका सुनेंगे, उसको कार्यान्वित करने के लिए प्रयास करेंगे, और जो विकास वो अंतिम पंक्ति में जो बैठे उन तक पहुँचे। Then only people will think they are part of the developmental story. Otherwise, if you tell them this happened, that happened, we are going to have this train, we had this train, this, okay, sir, what is it for me? What is it for my village? What is it for my tahsil? What is for my district? What is for my region? What is for my community? This is the thinking of the people. So keeping these aspirations, governments should function. I am happy that the government of India is moving in that direction. India's progress cannot be complete if there is uneven progress in various states and regions. If the Northeast region progresses, India progresses. If the region lags behind, India lags behind. We have a big dream of our country. As we celebrate 75 years of independence, and plan for the next 25 years, we wish to see a distinct transformation in the way we govern ourselves, the way we wish to shape public policies, and the way we empower people through citizen-centric programs. Eliminating extreme poverty, that should be the top. Second, reducing disparities among regions and among people, and narrowing rural-urban development gaps. It's a huge gap. One must admit, I have the experience of working as a rural development minister, I have the experience of working as an urban development minister, and I held the highest political position of the party, and now I am holding this constitutional thing. You have to take care to see that there is an even development. You have to take care to see that the development reaches everybody without dilution, without deviation. That is important, dilution and deviation. Otherwise, thousands of crores, lakhs of crores have been spent since independence. It is not that other governments have not done anything. Successive governments have done their best. But how much reached the people? What are the changes we are able to bring in? This has to be constantly agitating our mind, and then introspect and move forward. We have to improve further health system. The recent pandemic has exposed certain gaps here and there, though we made what we call tremendous efforts to contain the pandemic. And compared with the developed nations, we have done as a country the best. Our doctors, our technical people, our scientists, they have done an excellent job, and nation salutes them. But at the same time, there are gaps. As I told you, urban-rural divide, poverty, even if it is 20%, 22%, or 19%, illiteracy in certain areas. Northeast, fortunately, you have maximum literacy, but there are regions in the country where the literacy levels are comparatively less. And the ending the gender disparities, where women also should get equal opportunities in education, in employment, in politics, in public life, in legislature. Women also should be given their rightful place. And also, even economic empowerment of women by training them, self-help groups, is a massive movement. It has to become further people's movement to empower people. So this is the way forward for a healthy, educated, skilled India. Educated, healthy, skilled India can make a better India, a strong and stable India. We are looking at building in India that is Atmanirbhar. Atmanirbhar means self-reliant, capable of meeting its people's needs and aspirations. We are looking at a well-connected Shrestha Bharat, where people commute and communicate easily, share knowledge, exchange expertise, know the skills, cultural treasures. Northeast, there is a treasure of cultural values here. Civilizational values, our forefathers who lived for thousands of years, they have given us a value system. Vasudhaika Kutumbakam. We treat the entire universe as one. Share and care is the core of our philosophy. So these are things where everybody should feel proud and implement them. And we should plan for inclusive, the advanced Bharat, celebrating its fascinatingly rich diversity in a spirit of mutual respect and encouragement. Ours is an aspirational India, and the vibrant Northeast region, with a population of around 45 million, has its own dreams to be realized. We would like to see a day when you have free trade with all the neighboring countries, where people of this region are able to move freely, and people of those countries can also come freely. For that, the first and foremost thing that is required is peace. Peace is the prerequisite for progress. If you have tension, you cannot pay attention. You have enough experience, I need not tell you. The Northeast is deprived of some of the development because of insurgency, because of the terrorist groups here and there taking to arms. Taking arms is no solution at all. Dialogue, understand, and then decide. That should be the way forward. I am happy that more people are moving, and Northeast region is moving in that direction. Valuable lives have been lost. Valuable time has been lost. Now we must put an end to this and move towards development, speedy development, all-round development. That should be our goal. In this, central government, state government, people, civil society, they all have an important role. This Northeastern Council started as a regional advisory body, then regional planning body, and then coordinated action among all 8 member states for collective benefits. You heard just now, ideas from Mr. Sangma. There will be ideas of other chief ministers also, other governments also. And then, time to time, central government and the Prime Minister is eager to know these ideas and then plan and move about. A vision without a plan is just a dream. A plan with effective implementation transforms the dream into a tangible reality. The journey so far of the Northeast Council may be evaluated against its vision, its plans, and implementation, resulting in measurable outcomes. I am happy that the Council deserves appreciation on several counts. The creation of Council is a seminal landmark redefining the approach toward the development of Northeast region, construction of more than 11,000 kilometers of roads, 10,340 kilowatts of power, transmission and distribution lines, installation of 700 megawatts of power generation capacity, setting up of iconic institutions, a cohesive articulation of common issues are some of the creditable achievements of the Council. We are all proud of these accomplishments. However, we cannot merely rest on the past laurels. We certainly have many miles to go. This is the right time to revisit the approaches of the Council as it braces up to meet the challenges of the winds of change that need to be harnessed in the interest of the Northeastern region and its people. As I told you, the Prime Minister has taken a path of reforms. Ease of doing business, ease of living are key objectives. Working with a sense of urgency has become the norm. From a conceptualization of a policy program to its implementation, clear process and timelines are drawn up for meeting the goals in time. This is marked by highest levels of energy and intensity, ensuring effective monetization. You have historic and legacy issues, I do understand, that have been impeding its progress. In the afternoon, I was discussing with the Chief Minister border problems. We are one country. We are one people. They are our brothers. So we should have a give and take approach. If you sit across the table, discuss at various levels, some of these problems can be resolved very easily. Politics should not come in the way. We may have different political parties, but all of us want to do something good to the people. So that being the case, the states must have constant dialogue among themselves. Bilateral dialogues also. And a common dialogue in the Northeastern Council. What are the issues you want the centre to step in? What are the issues you yourself can resolve? Inter-district problems. So these are some of the issues on which you have to focus. Now, after all, 75th year. 75 years is not an ordinary time. We made good progress, but we could have made much more. Ours was a vibrant nation. We were called as Viswa Guru. Because of foreign invasion, a lot of money was looted and we were cheated of the development. There was a setback, but now it is history. We should learn and we should be united. Friends, we have discussed about the Act East policy, Look East policy. There are issues. There are vast tracts of forests, the Brahmaputra river and its tributaries, coal, petroleum and natural gas, etc. But for a long time, the region lagged behind the rest of India in terms of economic and social development indicators. We must take a comprehensive view and using the existing natural resources for the overall development of the region. At the same time, we should be careful not to upset the ecological balance. Climate change has been explained. Ecological balance, and we should not damage the environment. Development and environment protection must go hand in hand. The last 6 or 7 years, there has been a perceptible change in the economy of this region. The per capita net state domestic product of all the states has grown significantly. The growth was as high as 87% in Mizoram, 75% in Tripura. The per capita net state domestic products of Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram and Sikkim were higher than that of net national income during the last 2 financial years. And that of Nagaland and Tripura are close to the national average. Every state is trying its best. Moving forward, as I told you, while the net national income of the country increased by about 60% during 1820 or that of 1314, the increase in that of 6 of the 8 eastern states, northeastern states, was more than the national average. It is indeed heartening to note that 7 of the 8 northeastern states have better human development indicators than the national average as per the National Human Development Index 2019. Only Assam scoring 0.613 was slightly below the Indian average of 0.645. So there is an overall progress. The Council now, according to me, needs to focus on identified gaps, dots, as he was mentioning. We should connect those dots. and build upon that infrastructure and then move forward. The Northeastern Region Social Development Goals Index 21-22 released by Niti Aayog provides clear direction in this regard. It's an effective tool monitoring progress. So in the Northeastern Council also from time to time, we should discuss about these indicators and the progress made and the problems. Clean water, sanitation. The goal 9 is industry, innovation and infrastructure. This region is lagging behind. Quality education, goal 14. Sustainable communities and cities, goal 11. These are the areas where there are challenges and we have to move forward. My suggestion is focus on skill development. There is talent among our children. Encourage them. And then encourage private investment through encouraging entrepreneurship. Identify the entrepreneurs. Skill them up and encourage them. Send them out, as was suggested, to have an understanding of what is happening in the neighborhood. Let them go, study and come back. And also the venture funds, startups and skill development, they should be given priority. Private investment so far has been crowded out of the region's economy due to heavy public sector interventions besides being stifled out by insurgents and violence. You need to have private investment and you must create conducive atmosphere. Why any private person will come here if you are troubling him, if they are not assured peace? So that's why people register company here but set up units there. This has to be understood seriously. That we have to put down violence mercilessly. First dialogue, then give guidance, and then mercilessly put down violence. We are in the information age, and we have the Home Minister of India as the chairman of this Northeastern Council. Pull up ideas. And then finally, before I conclude, my suggestion is take advantage of the Prime Minister's special interest in Northeast. You are seeing how many ministers are visiting. They will be able to appreciate firsthand knowledge of what is happening to the schemes and funds that are being sent from the center. See, creating more and more bodies is no use, I can tell you. One more, you have enough. You have to focus on reaching out the people. Benefit should reach the people. For that you need to have transparency. Total transparency in every action of the program. Center or state or local body. Then there has to be accountability. Everybody should be held accountable. And they should be dealt firmly. And then zero tolerance towards corruption. Corruption eats the vitals of our economic development and progress. So the zero tolerance has to be there against corruption. Then digitization is the need of the hour. You see direct benefit transfer, DBT, what a change it has brought in. Otherwise going and standing in line, waiting in line, going and meeting and greeting, shaking hands, doing something in between hands. That can be avoided by DBT. Opening bank accounts, money that is destined to reach them from Delhi, from Shillong, should go to their bank account. It should not be diverted or deviated. See, there should also be educative campaign through electronic media, through print media, through interaction with the people about the central schemes and also benefits to the people. What are the schemes? We are hearing Ayushman Bharat. What is Ayushman Bharat? How to take Pradhan Mantri Kisan Yojana? What are the schemes? How do you become a member? How do you take advantage? And then the information is a right. And information with confirmation is more than an ammunition. If you give information, correct information to the people, it's more than an ammunition. So focus on that. Some of the ideas that have come in today's meeting, the Northeast Council Secretariat should process them, discuss at the appropriate level, bring it to the notice of the chairman of the Northeast Council, and then bring it to the notice of the Niti Ayog, and whatever changes that need to be done at your level, at the state level, you should do it, and then whatever changes that need to come from Delhi, you should convey to Delhi. These are some of my suggestions and advice to you all. And once again, I am very happy that I have been able to come here, participate in your NEC meeting and hear some of the ideas. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.